You, the Queen, burst into blue air for the only flight. In 7:26 minutes, you must find the congregation and return alive. About a dozen males will die to mate you. If a bird takes you and no young brood remains, 20,000 to 60,000 could fail. Back in the brood chamber, you, the Queen, chew free on day 16 from egg. The clock toward your first flight starts. Within a few days, you, the Queen, face weather window. Mating work happens in minutes, not hours. Crown waits until you return. At the landing board, entrance guard manages city-level traffic. During peak season, 20,000, 60,000 bees churn through this door. Every colony task depends on one queen returning from minutes-long flight. Entrance guard points skyward, establishing the launch edge will soon cross. You, the Queen, reach the threshold. Days after emergence, your weather window opens. Departure must be timed between gusts, shadows, and drift. 10 to 20% never return. Lost to predators, storms, or navigation. Minutes in air, years at stake press you forward. Entrance guard briefs the destination. Drone congregation areas hover 5 to 40 meters up, an altitude-band Queen's target on clear days. Some sit up to 3 kilometers away. Minutes aloft, then fast in, fast out, straight home to the board. You, the Queen, make a bargain. Minutes of flight for years of eggs. Success means storing roughly 4 to 7 million sperm. That reserve can power 2 to 5 years of laying. Fail to return, and without young larvae, a colony becomes hopelessly queenless. At the entrance board, entrance guard clears traffic and signals go. The actual mission begins now. Minutes matter from the first wing beats. Entrance guard holds threshold control as you lift off the wood. Next, tight loops will encode home before distance steals precious minutes. You, the Queen, circle in front of the entrance, encoding home. These orientation loops buy accuracy when minutes of flight compress judgment. You, the Queen, commit and push outward, holding the entrance in memory while distance grows. The vector home is encoded in minutes. From home threshold, entrance guard watches blue swallow the Queen. Non-return risk runs 10 to 20% from weather, predators, or drift. Entrance guard tracks a shrinking silhouette into the corridor, then logs time. Minutes pass. Hazards wait between here and the safe return. You, the Queen, climb to the meeting band, 5 to 40 meters above ground, where drones converge to find you in flight. Bearing set, you hold that altitude and run a route that can reach 3 kilometers if needed, minimizing detours to save minutes. Back at the board, entrance guard checks wind and traffic. Conditions that open the window remain acceptable for minutes more. Entrance guard keeps a clear lane and quiet entrance control, confirming go while you, the Queen, slices forward at height. You, the Queen, level off and commit. Flights run minutes, often 7 to 26, enough to reach the DCA if nothing fails. Every minute now buys future years of brood back home. You push the frame toward hazards and the rendezvous without wasting seconds. At the entrance board, entrance guard confirms departure, logs time, and holds re-entry control while you fade skyward. Every minute counts. Non-return risk runs 10 to 20%. Ground stays organized so you, the Queen, can fight crosswind and still find home. A crosswind shoves you, the Queen. You correct and hold the 5 to 40 meter band, refusing to waste precious minutes. Staying on course preserves time and heading. Distance to the rendezvous can reach 3 kilometers, so drift steals minutes. At the entrance guard scans for birds and traffic snarls, ready to alarm. One strike could end your flight in minutes. Predation, weather or drift, threaten non-return at 10 to 20%. Corridor control stays clear for a rapid home approach. Ahead, the air thickens. You, the Queen, angle toward a denser drone cloud within the 5 to 40 meter band. Confirmation lands. The congregation area sits at that height, minutes from home. You prepare to enter and keep time to spare. A hovering drone congregation area hangs 5 to 40 meters above ground, a meeting cloud for rapid mid-air mating flights. Queens arrive from up to 3 kilometers. Minutes decide success before the sprint home, Then mating work ends. You, the queen, cross the arena's edge, committing to the lek. Enough minutes remain to find many mates and still get home. This is the one flight that funds years. Mate now, store 4 to 7 million sperm, and keep a path back. At the entrance board, entrance guard keeps the corridor clear, watches the clock, holding control while you, the queen, works the sky. Home stays ready for a split-second return. Minutes matter, so entrance guard protects the board and entrance corridor for recovery. Inside the cloud, drone suitor makes first contact. Mid-air coupling is brief, and the successful drone dies as the chain begins. You, the queen, steadies for more. Minutes of flight compress decisions as additional drones converge around the contact zone. You, the queen, cycle through quick bursts, polyandry in action as each successful drone suitor falls away and the chain accelerates. Flight minutes stay tight. More arrive. You keep position and conserve time, letting short couplings add capacity before turning homeward. With each success, you, the queen, accumulate sperm toward roughly 4 to 7 million, a reserve that will fertilize eggs for years. Inside the spermatheca, that stored load stays viable. Minutes of flight now buy multi-year egg power back at home. A shadow flicks across the cloud. A wind buffet presses you offline. Non-turn hits roughly 10 to 20% of queens. You, the queen, steady, trimming drift and saving minutes. Predation and weather press, but the clock still runs. With several mates secured and storage rising, you, the queen, weigh one more attempt against breaking away to protect return minutes. A final drone suitor angles in. Efficiency wins. You bank for exit, saving enough time to find home. At the core, one more drone suitor reaches you. Polyandry continues. Queens average 12-14 mates. Each successful drone dies. You, the queen, accept a final brief coupling, then break away. Your flight window is minutes long, often 7 to 26 minutes. You, the queen, disengage and angle out, exiting the cloud and dropping into the return corridor that leads back home within minutes. You, the queen, lock the home vector. DCAs sit 540 meters up and up to 3 kilometers away. You've exited. A bird cuts the corridor. Turbulence bumps you, the queen. Roughly 10 to 20% of queens never return. Weather, predators, navigation. You, the queen, slip past the danger. The mission continues. Pace holds. Flight does not end here. Next, similar entrances ahead. 2 look-alike doors ahead during flight. Queens can drift to the wrong hive. Correct course using landmarks learned on orientation days. You, the queen, choose your own entrance on the first pass. Minutes saved now protect the cargo that powers years of eggs. At the landing board, entrance guard clears a high-speed lane for arrival. Inside waits a city of 20,000 to 60,000 bees. You, the queen, finish in minutes, not hours. Mating flights run fast. Keep the entrance safe for touchdown. Threshold crossed. You, the queen, slip from board to comb corridors. Stored 4 to 7 million sperm will fertilize eggs for 2 to 5 years. After this flight, you, the queen, rarely exit except with a swarm. Duty begins inside within days as laying accelerates. Entrance guard confirms. You, the queen, is inside after a minutes-long flight. Action shifts. The hive locks protection and provisioning. Entrance guard holds a clear entrance and confirms the board is stable. Move inside next to see laying begin within days. Within days, you, the queen, begin steady laying inside the brood chamber. Sperm stores power fertilized eggs, scaling toward 1,000 plus eggs per day. Flight minutes bought this start. Reserves now convert to brood. Resources must keep pace at the entrance next. Entrance guard meters intake so expanding brood from new laying gets fed. Inside waits a colony of 20,000 to 60,000 mouths. Minutes after flight turn into queues at the entrance. Disciplined lanes connect nectar and pollen to larvae at scale. Your spermatheca is a finite bank, about 4-7 million cells, to fuel fertilized eggs. That budget must last roughly 2 to 5 years. One short flight bought the account. Minutes spent aloft now govern every day of laying across seasons inside here. Clarify the clause. After mating, you, the queen, usually stays inside. Rare cases include swarming or absconding events. Entrance guard keeps the board calm, so another flight in minutes is unnecessary, unless that rare case forces departure. Back on comb, minutes in the sky now buy years of stability, Rule 2-5, through continuous laying powered by stored reserves. That bargain holds only because the flight was short, often 7:26 minutes, and successful. The long reign begins now. Entrance guard resets the entrance board from crisis to continuous defense and flow. The queen is inside after a minutes-long flight. Entrance guard meters continuous traffic to feed brood and maintain defense. Move inside next to learn why constant eggs are insurance. Within the brood chamber, you, the queen, lay daily. Very young brood is insurance the colony needs if a queen is lost. Those minutes outside fund this policy. Continuous fertilized eggs ensure replacement options before larvae age past the window. Entrance guard aligns lanes so brood care continues as demands rise. Inbound food, outbound flights, disciplined timing, minute by minute. The crisis is past. Steady entrance discipline keeps resources flowing to larvae while the queen's output stays continuous. You, the queen, embody the logic. Lost queen? Eggs or very young larvae allow emergency queens. Without them, colonies become hopelessly queenless. This binary future rides on minutes. Keep fresh eggs continuously so workers can respond or drift past the window and become queenless. Entrance guard maintains contingency at the entrance. If stability wavers, the hive depends on a laying queen or timely emergency cells. Defense links to succession. Protect lanes, meter traffic, and buy the minutes needed for eggs to become replacements. Back on brood, you, the queen, convert minutes of flight into years, about 2-5 of fertilized eggs, a crown steady over daily work. Your reserve numbers in the millions. Sustained laying keeps the colony's future funded. 1 minute now purchasing many seasons ahead. Minutes of flight bought years inside. A colony swelling to 20,000 to 60,000 rides this ledger on brood and stored reserves. Lose you, the queen, without eggs or very young larvae, and succession collapses. Without that brood, the colony becomes hopelessly queenless. Call back to the opening. Minutes of flight bought years of work. You, the queen, keeps the crown steady and accepts duty. Inside this city of 20,000 to 60,000, a 4-7 million reserve powers roughly 2-5 years. You, the queen, rarely leave except with a swarm.